What's up guys, my name's Soapsy and welcome back to another FIFA 21 video. Today we're talking about the objective player for the Serie A League Player 2, which is Pastore. Obviously we're looking at the same objectives as the French League and the Premier League. You're looking at 15 wins, which I do think is a bit of a grind for this card. But obviously if you run a Serie A setup like I do in one of my teams, then, you know, Pastore is a good card. He's 4-star, 4-star, 6'2". He's a little low on balance and pace, but you can sort that out with an engine, possibly a hunter. I mean, he's still going to be a very good card. Obviously, Argentinian links as well. You can link in a lot of good players with him as well. You're also looking at 30 goals, 20 assists, which should come naturally. Assist with a through ball in 4 separate games, so that's fine as well. And score a finesse in 6 separate. Those should all come quite easily, but it's the 15 wins you're going to need to get that is the obviously the grindy, hard part of this. But let's jump straight into the team that I built to help you get this done a lot quicker and a lot easier. So on the screen, guys, is the team, and I've gone for a little bit of a different approach this time in that I've given you the base players that are all of the sweatiest, sort of low-rated players, so that you can still throw in your overpowered players that you might have to be able to fix up this lineup with where you want to kit out the best players. And I will illustrate that using the Dybala and Duncan on the bench in a minute. But obviously, let's just go through the team first. So Tatarusanu in goal, I think he's a must-have. 78 rated, perfect for this, 6'6". Again, tall keepers are the meta this year. Right back, I've gone for Bruno Perez. That's personal preference over Mihail on the bench instead, but those two are interchangeable. You could use either. They're both pacey, both very good right backs. Centre back, I have gone for Luis Felipe, and the other centre back is a no-brainer. Tomori, of course, perfect for this mode with the Premier League. Obviously, now with that Milan transfer, definitely get him in for your Serie A team, and don't forget that. Left back, Theo Hernandez, I think he's worth the 80 rating, 92 pace, very well-rounded stats, very overpowered this year. Left-hand side, we've gone for Sharawi, obviously transfer back to Roma. That's because of the 5-star skill moves there. People love skills, and also Sharawi's lean body type. He's very difficult to tackle in this game. In the midfield, we've got two workhorses. We've gone for Sandro Tonali and for Kessie. Both very well-rounded, both pacey, both very good defensively. And also Kessie can get forward as well, and so can Tonali. They lack the shooting, but generally as box-to-box midfielders, they're very helpful for this 4-4-2. Right wing Lozano, just so overpowered for this mode at 80. He's just so fast, and I genuinely think he's one of the better players in the game for this mode. Up top, Keita Balde-Diao, again, another cheat code. He is so good, and for that bit more bite up top, we've also gone for Rebic, who's got a little bit better finishing, and he's a very physical player up there as well. So overall, this team is very competitive and very useful. I've given you a couple of options on the bench here as well in Cyprian and Jovino as sort of swaps out for either Tonali or Kessie, or if you don't fancy using Sharawi on the left hand side, you can always use Jovino. Obviously, as usual, we've gone to stack the bench with the 3 silvers and the 4 other subs that are 75 rated. But to illustrate what you've got to play with in terms of ratings in this team, you can upgrade this team by 15 as it being a 76. So to show that, obviously there is a 12 differential between Dybala and Rebic. So you can slot Dybala in up top if you have his SBC card, and then Duncan as well. If we swap for an 80 over here, that is the actual threshold at which this maxes out at 77. Any more and it will go to a 78. So for instance, if you wanted to throw in maybe the 83 in midfield, that's 6 out of your 15 gone over Kessie, and then you could use the rest of those points to play with someone else in another position. But that's just to illustrate what you can get in there. I genuinely think that Duncan is a good shout in midfield if you want to upgrade one of those midfield positions. And of course, if you have Dybala, he's going to make a massive difference up top. But all of these players are very sweaty, and I thought this would maybe be a better way to show you like the best overpowered players you can get for cheap and for low rating, and then based on what you've got in your club, whether you did the De La Feu, whether you did Tonali, whether you've done Caputo, whether you've done any of the Serie A players that are available, anything you have in your club, you can then build off of this squad, upgrading in the positions that you have the special players for. And that's obviously all what Ultimate Team is about, obviously what you've got in your club and what you can make work for these objectives. But buying these players will probably help you out with the objective massively, as they're just very good for the ratings that they are. They're very overpowered, and they should work in this mode very well. Just before I head out of this video, guys, I'm also going to show you the couple of other options on the bench, just as some other players that you could use, and I'll cut to that now. Okay, so on the screen, guys, are a couple more options here if you need to lower the rating to get some of the higher rated players in and to jig around the team so that you want to get it as best as you can. Mojica is a obviously 5 rating downgrade on Theo Hernandez, but another very usable option if you need to include some higher rated players that you've got for the Serie A. Lucas Paqueta, just as a more attacking minded midfielder if you want to play a 4-1-2-1-2, or you need someone that's not as defensive as Tonali or Kessie. Up top, Lasagna as another option. He's again slightly lower rated than the other two up there, but still 90 pace. If you did Romero, then of course you can use him at the back. That will help lower the rating, but obviously you have to take one of the silvers off the bench and put another 75 rated gold there. And also, if you completed Torregross's team of the week for silver stars, then he is another option as well. And those silvers being in the team, or some slightly lower rated players, will free up some rating space for you, and then you can of course put some more higher rated players in the team. So I hope this team helps you with the objective and you get it done a lot quicker, guys. If you like the video, please leave a like. If you want to subscribe to me, you can. Make sure to check me out on the socials below. My name's Soapsy, and I'll see you guys later.